Hello, everybody, and welcome to Touching Eternity, the podcast. Tonight, we're going to be going over the Pentacles here at Touching Eternity, the podcast. I'm your host, Sid Patrick, with my wonderful sidekick, Miss Alicia Nicole.
Good evening, everyone. We have champagne tonight.
Yes, we do. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
Yes.
You can follow us here on Facebook. You can follow us on TikTok. You can follow us on YouTube. And on YouTube, please subscribe there. Shortly, we're going to be going over the Pentacles and the Tarot. This is the third PowerPoint of the evening, and this is the book where most of it comes from. This is Tarot with Sid, the whole story. And again, what I am doing with this is preparing people for the masterclass in tarot that I'll be doing. I'm giving it free online now because I would like to get into more of a masterclass for people to learn how to read tarot. And so we are now on the third PowerPoint. I did go through some of the other pages on the off days, but I'm going to give all the PowerPoints here. You can go onto YouTube to keep up with the class if you want to learn it before the masterclass. And I would recommend that because the masterclass would really get into more of the laying of the cards and the interpretations and working with one another and getting better at the sensing part of the tarot, not the meaning. So this is mostly for you to learn the meanings.
Is the Celtic cross, we talked about that last time, is that the only formation?
Oh, no. No. So let me see. I think I have a PowerPoint up here.
Oh, okay.
See, look at all the spreads.
Yeah.
So I can show you this. I'm not going to show everybody this just yet, but I'll show you this. But see, there's a whole bunch of, there's a chakra spread where it goes to each root. There's a chakra, this is spiritual and family spread, and there's just different types of spreads you can do. Let's get started with the Pentacles of Tarot. So let's start with the first tarot card, which is the Ace. So, the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is the seed of success. Opportunities are available. A better job, a promotion, perhaps a windfall of profit or an inheritance is on the way. With increased prosperity will come increased responsibility, a card of good fortune. But remember, the seed requires cultivation to bear fruit. So you have to put something in to get something out of it. And you just can't sit at home and do nothing, expect it to show up at your door. Reverse, there also be treasure in the reversal. But in this case, it's more likely to be buried than shared. Greed, selfishness, holding on tightly to riches, possibly so enchanted by the pot of gold that it is only clutched more tightly as the palace around it deteriorates into disrepair from the negligence. Fortune that does not bring happiness. Alternatively, the opportunity does not come. Anticipated prosperity is not attained. Its element is earth. The aces relate to beginnings and opportunities always because it's the number one in numerology.
Very descriptive. Oh, this is my thing. Because I'm an earth sign. I am all earth.
Okay, well then this is your...
This is speaking to me tonight.
Yes, ma'am. The two of... Oh, I'm sorry, folks. I am so sorry. Let me go back because I have cut y'all out.
Oh, we're not even...
I got to put this up so y'all can see.
There we go.
There we go. The Ace of Pentacles. So what I said, there you go. I apologize for that. Now, let's move on to the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles. And again, look at the card and then think about it. Juggling, just like it looks. Keeping things in balance. Look past the juggler to the ships out at sea. He is working hard to keep things going until his ship comes in. He may just spend some time with his partner or his family to try and balance his life a bit better. His ship is in rough seas, but things will work out well for him if he doesn't drop the ball. Traditionally, obstacles, agitation, and trouble. Reverse, the conflicting demands are too intense. He cannot maintain the balance any longer. He drops the pentacle. He may try to cover up the problem with false gaiety. This aspect may also suggest that the subject's work involves the written word, perhaps advertising or journalism, traditionally writing letters, paperwork, messages, financial problems, false gaiety. Its element is earth. The two relates to choices and balance.
I feel like that's the modern man card.
Yes, juggling.
Juggling. What's that?
Yes. So 3. And now when I read this 3, when I read 3, I'll usually, when I read it personally, for me, this card is always about partnerships. Either partnerships coming together or partnerships breaking up. If I feel positive, it's about a partnership coming together. If I read it by itself, it's a partnership breaking up.
And this was the card tonight that decided to hide from us.
It did
too. So we're
it means that but we found it. It seems we're sticking together.
Yeah, we did.
We're sticking together.
Yes.
So upright is craftsmanship, profitability, recognition, partnership, good planning, advancement through skill and effort, working well with others to achieve success. The pentacle represents down-to-earth matters of high business, employment, and finance. This card signifies rising to a higher level in the material world. Passage from apprentice to journeyman, traditionally nobility, renown, glory, distinction. Reverse is the opposite. The result is unsatisfactory. Perhaps the subject's efforts are ignored or unappreciated by superiors or customers. Perhaps their work needs improvement. Perhaps the problems are due to poor performance by co-workers or partners, but the result is the same. Traditionally, mediocrity, weakness, pettiness, laziness, and waste. Its element is earth. The 3s relate to creativity and fertility. And we'll get to some of the symbolism afterwards of all of these. So whenever I look at this, this is trying to focus on your funds and holding on to money. And when it's upside down, for me, it means you're losing money or you're spending it too freely. And it also depends for me what cards are around it. Because sometimes it's not money. Sometimes it's your values or your looseness.
How you value yourself.
It's how you value yourself, right? It just depends on what other cards are around it. So upright, it's focused on money, business interests, and material possessions, developing structure to secure and perpetuate wealth or power. The 4 of Pentacles is known as the miser card. The greed is driven by fear of losing what has been gained through the previous labors. It may be time to relax a bit and perhaps share just a little of the wealth. Traditionally, surety of possessions, inheritance, investment, success, and business. Reversed is financial instability, unable to hold on to money. Poor investment choices, gambling, wasteful spending, previous gains diminished or wasted. The stress of maintaining things may be too great. Perhaps a deliberate choice is made not to be a miser. Traditionally, hindrance, loss, suspense, delay, opposition. Its element is earth. The 4 relates to structure and foundation. In numerology, 4s are about structure, strength, fairness.
You and I are both 4s.
Yeah.
And that when I saw that structure, I was like, oh, that sounds really familiar. Structure. That's what I've been doing for the last month and a half. I need to let go of some of that miser, and you and I need a good vacation.
You know me, I'm all about a vacation.
Yes,
I'm going on one next week. Well, not a vacation. I'm going to work. It's a working day, but I'll be in Tulsa next week.
That's not a vacation, baby. That's Oklahoma.
I know, but I love when I go there. I meet a lot of really nice people, and I see a lot of friends that I've been to like some spiritual camps and stuff with, and have done a lot of spiritual things with. So. I think I need to go to
a spiritual Mexican camp, and
I would go to a Mexican camp.
I'm getting a spiritual Mexican all-inclusive camp. I'm thinking.
Okay, good luck with that. Hopefully, they speak something you'll understand.
Mezcal.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for me, these are the unwanted visitors, but when I read it, is usually
they are. Did you?
So, but upright, it's financial problems, job loss. Poverty. Well, they can see the card on the thing too. But I was shown.
Show it. Yeah,
I know.
Those are definitely some unwanted visitors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Financial problems, job loss, poverty, hardships related to money. Frustrating and difficult, but not permanent. Lessons that the road is not always smooth. Traditionally, the 5 of Pentacles also suggests loyal partners supporting each other through these difficulties. Reverse, though, is a turnaround. After hard work and thought, the light at the end of the tunnel is getting brighter. Perhaps unexpected good fortune, reversal of negative trends. The traditional interpretations of this aspect are darker, however. Traditional meanings include confusion, anarchy, and discord. Possibly those who stood by each other during the lean times may be less faithful when the material situation improves. Element, we know some of those. Element is earth. The 5 relates to conflicts, challenges, and adaptivity. You can hold the cards. Okay. I'll read.
I got the cards.
Oop, did I go too quick? Yep. The Six of Pentacles is now, and I call this my robbing Peter to pay Paul card. So this is benevolence, generosity, charity, sharing, exchanges of money for admiration, exchanges of energy to achieve balance. The Six of Pentacles may be about helping others, but it may also be about receiving help. You might be the benefactor, but you might also be the recipient. Perhaps the subject is freeing themselves from the burden of debt, financial or otherwise. Perhaps they may receive presents, bonuses, or inheritances in the near future. If offered gifts, accept gratefully. Traditionally, gifts, gratification, prosperity, philanthropy. Reverse, lacking the resources to help those in need. Problems, paying off debt, ingratitude. Offers of help turn out to be tied to greater obligations. Possibly a warning to avoid giving loans. There is a good chance they will not be repaid. Traditionally, greed, jealousy, selfishness, imbalance. Its element is earth. The six relates to sharing, neutral support, and knowledge. Spirit of sixes also relate to family. So don't loan money to family unless you don't want it back.
Exactly. You view it as a gift.
View it as a gift. If you get it back, great. You don't get it back, oh well.
Yeah. What's interesting is you say the robbing Peter to pay Paul card. And whenever I hear that, I'm like, oh, a pyramid scheme. And then I looked at this and I'm like, this is actually, it is forming a triangle too with those people, which I think is kind of interesting, which is shape of a pyramid. So, okay, the cards are starting to become much more interpretive to me. They're
supposed to be. That's the purpose.
It's like I'm learning from you. We're not just hanging out and drinking champagne and talking shit.
You're supposed to be learning from me. That is the purpose.
Yes,
of
that
this,
is the goal.
This. That is the goal. And the Seven of Pentacles. Now look at him, how he's working that field and he's making his money grow and he's starting to harvest it. So the day-to-day task associated with enterprise, cultivation, caring for the crop, waiting for the harvest, but not idly, pruning, fertilizing, watering, the hard work and patience required to make things grow, doing the routine things it takes to stay on the road to prosperity. Reverse, anxiety results in poor quality of work. Apprehension about competitors fuels rash decisions. Harvesting before the grain is ready. Working hard for little return, often as a result of impatience. Perhaps insufficient resources are available to do the job properly. The element is earth. The seventh relates to overcoming trials and temptations. And then the Eight of Pentacles. Now look, he's working, he's creating. So this is about apprenticeship, craftsmanship, conscientious and thorough study or work, focusing on doing right. The Eight of Pentacles also suggests conscientious and thorough behaviors in one's personal life. Perhaps the subject is diligently adhering to an exercise plan, a healthy diet, or a savings plan, or drinking champagne with Sid and Alicia. Self-care. Traditionally, candor, practicality, employment, commissions, scholarship. Reverse, it means overwork, underpaid, unsatisfying jobs, lack of effort, or lack of interest in work. Perhaps boredom or poor training lead to frustration and substandard performance. Unemployment may result. Problems saving money or paying bills are possible. Traditionally, hypocrisy, usury, unreliability, insincerity, and lack of ambition. Its element is earth. The Eight relates to progress and persistence. The Nine of Pentacles. Now, for me, when I look at this card, I think old money, or I think
look at her. She's in a robe holding a bird. I mean, that's not something that
I think about 401ks or just things that just aren't like money that's not at your fingertips, like it's old money.
Accrued.
It's right. Those are the kind of things I think about when I see this card. So I'm always asking people about inheritance. I'm asking about 401ks.
Do you own a caftan?
Or I'm asking about their land, or I'm asking them about property, or I'm asking them about, a second home, or I'm asking. These are depending on what cards are around. These are the things I'm going to.
Are you a Rockefeller?
Right. So upright is financial independence, prosperity, affluence, comfort, good health, possibly a new home, perhaps a luxurious vacation, reaping the rewards of all the previous hard work. Traditionally, safety, prudence, success, accomplishments, thoughtfulness, property, contentment. Reverse, delay card of property and money, but the Nine of Pentacles reverse may signal threats or dissatisfaction. The subject may be uncomfortable with the trappings of their situation, possibly boredom with inherited wealth. Perhaps the wealth was ill-gotten and there is guilt. Perhaps their property is threatened with damage by vandalism or natural disaster. A warning to exercise great care and diligence in real estate transactions. Beware of swindles. Traditionally, trickery, deception, canceled projects, betrayal, deceit, theft, storms, disappointment.
Storms.
Its element is earth. The nines relate to self-awareness, completion, and integrity. Again, when I see this card, if this is reversed, like I said, the cards will tell you everything. We have hurricane in this. We have theft in this. We have different kinds of projects in here. So these cards can tell you anything there is about life. Remember, I kept telling you, every situation in life are in these cards.
And that's interesting, storms, because that and how prepared you are, unfortunately, too, because as we say, always have a plan. With just the storms itself, I think because that's so personal to us, that's not something, and weather in general, that's not something that you necessarily think will be something that will befall you in life as something that you need to be prepared for.
Well, down here in New Orleans, it's not if, it's when.
But like California too at this point,
yeah,
so it can happen.
It's when, and we're not gonna go there, but
no.
It's definitely a problem.
We're going to talk about what's going on here. I see a couple dogs and a child pulling the tail of that dog that's about to probably get a little warning.
Yes. So the 10 of Pentacles, the achievements of a lifetime, that which is permanent and may be passed on future generations. The family business, fortune, heirlooms, estate, but also traditions, ancestry, the family name. Wanting to ensure the security, comfort, and preservation of the family. This card may be an indication of a coming inheritance, perhaps as the heir or perhaps as the executor. A card of stable wealth and also a card of heritage. Reverse, the reverse of the upright meaning. Members of the future generation care not for family traditions or ancestors. There is no inheritance, or it is wasted by spendthrift heirs. Greedy family members battling and bickering over the estate, only to find it consumed by debt and taxes. Also, the reverse aspect may represent alienation from the family. Element is earth. The 10s relate to reaping the rewards, attainment, achievement, and fulfillment.
So are pentacles, does that deck tend to be related to financial?
So they relate to value, not always financial.
Okay.
So these cards are a different set of cards that you started educating. No, this is the same deck. This is just the pentacles, which are the diamonds of a regular deck of cards. So Tina, this is the same deck. This is all the Rider-Waite deck. The first set of video was on the major deck, and then the second video was the cups, which was the hearts of the deck. This is the cups. These are the diamonds of the deck. I think cups was the second video, which was the hearts of the deck. These are the pentacles. These are the diamonds of the deck. Next week, we're doing the swords of the deck, which are the spades. And then the last week is the wands of the deck, which are the clubs. So, no, it's all the same deck. But each one is a different suit, because there's 4 suits. And then there's a major deck. There's 4 suits in the minor. And so, so we're going to talk a little bit about, so in the first set last week was all cups. Those are about emotions. The diamonds are all about value, not just money, but anything with value. And things that put value in your life. What do you
value?
Right, your security, your comfort, your money, value, property, land. So, and then next week when we get into swords, that's going to be I call swords the issue card. So these are
like what's your issue?
Law,
like what's your damage?
Laws and issues and
I was
things that you deal with.
As like what's your damage kind of. Damn, I'm sorry. I hate how you know me so well. You're just
or
know.
Or how you heal. Well, they got a lot of surgery in the sword cards deal with a lot of surgery, so health issues are there too. So that's so each suit has their own type of things they kind of focus on. And people who have cups have blonde hair. That's so when we get into the upper deck, which we're getting ready to get there. So let's go to the next card and I'll show you. So now we're into these are called the court cards. And every suit has a court cards, and these are the Page of Pentacles. Remember, the court cards, the pages are the jokers of the deck. So each suit has ace through king and has a page. And the page is the joker for each suit. So there's 56 instead of 52 cards in the minor deck because they added the 4 pages. They represent the children of the deck, or they're the messengers. And so that's what was added to make it 56 versus 52 cards. And so the Page of Pentacles upright is a message about health, business, or finance, likely good news. Also a suggestion to pay close attention to business matters. The Page or Prince of Pentacles is a down-to-earth child, analytical, pragmatic, hands-on, an engineer and a builder, serious about learning, serious about money. This is a child who opens a lemonade stand or mows the lawn by their own initiative. Traditionally, scholarship, concentration, apprenticeship, and work. Reverse, bad news about finance, business, or health issues. Overly materialistic, obsessed with acquisition. Probably a cheapskate when it comes to spending on other people. Only interested in getting paid, not in doing quality work. Possibly problem studying or understanding assignments. Traditionally, dissipation, degradation, luxury, meddling. Its element is earth. The pages relate to messengers, children, openness, risk takers. So when I see a page, and this page, okay, and this suit, the pentacles are dark, usually dark-haired people. They're earth sign, and like I said, they are the diamonds of the deck. This also pages are also children. So sometimes you see a child. I might read this as somebody who's next to a female or a birthing card. I might say this is a child coming into this family. Or if I see 2 of these in a reading, I might say this person has 2 children because I see the 2 pages. So I read it different ways. Both. I read it as both, and depending what other cards are around it. Sometimes it depends. I read them as people, but I also read them depending on what other cards are around it as well. But usually I read them as people too.
Hi, Susan.
So the Knight of Pentacles, a person of integrity, someone who can be counted on, a closer, dependable, self-sufficient, conscientious, persistent. The Knight represents travel, as this Knight in particular suggests travel over natural terrain on foot or off-the-road vehicle. Traditionally interesting, attractive, beneficial, important, helpful, or successful. All the Knights represent travel in some form or matter.
I think that's me, because closer, traveler, and I'm on a horse at this point.
All the Knights are on horses.
Well, yeah, but it's that's pretty much all I did this week was travel and clothes.
Yeah, but did you travel? So
I don't travel on horseback.
No, but do you travel on an off-road vehicle? Because
I could now if I wanted to because it's got 4-wheel drive, which is rare down here. Yes. So we will see. We will see. Because you're more of a if I was going to pick your card, you would probably I have to look at you. You could naturally be a pentacle. So I have to see what your natural color is. I don't even know what my natural color is anymore.
I'm looking at the roots, girl.
Yeah, I know.
I'm looking at the roots. I'm being real.
My hairdresser needs to be looking at the roots right now too.
Hey, how you doing, Susan? And
reverse.
So reverse. It's a workaholic.
Yeah, that's me.
Focused on advancement and success in the material world while ignoring the emotional and aesthetic elements of life. Turned inward perhaps due to excessive devotion to a pursuit such as writing, exercise, or meditation. That is definitely not me. As a result, uninterested in others and apparently boring to them. However, some see this aspect more in the traditional light, burned out, inactive, unwilling to work hard, traditionally apathetic, stagnant, indolent, discouraged. Its element is earth. Knights are relative to energy, travel, adventure, aggression, and goals. Upright, the Queen of Pentacles. Now look at her. Look how everything is growing around her.
Yeah, she has given up. She is like, I am not doing this yard work anymore.
That's what she's upset at because she's very prosperous. She's very good at growing things. She's a prosperous woman. She's resourceful. She's fastidious. She's conscientious. Perhaps a business owner or a driving force behind a business. She's in control of her surroundings and her family. She's generous and caring. She's confident that she knows the right way to do things. She works hard to ensure the welfare of her loved ones, the quality of her environment, and the success of her ventures. Traditionally, opulence, security, freedom, luxury, sincerity. But reversed, the Queen of Pentacles is the opposite of the upright. For the most part, she is not generous. She may be insecure and possessive. She may have problems getting things done. She may not pay much attention to the needs of others. She may not be very concerned about her environment, possibly indicative of financial issues. When looking at health questions, should be alert for dietary or digestive problems. Traditionally suspicious, uncertain, vengeful, and apprehensive. Her element is earth. The queen relates to motherhood, matriarchal authority, attraction, and nurturing. The last one is the king of
He's got
Pentacles.
a bull with him. Look at that. That makes my little Taurus heart happy.
The kingdom of Pentacles. It's the king of Pentacles. Why they put the kingdom? Why did this thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
The king of Pentacles is the earthly. Kingdom of Pentacles is the earthly, the practical and economic facets of life. The king of Pentacles is a leader in monetary matters and possibly in the environmental matters, where representing a person, he is likely to be involved in finance and to be successful in the business world. A shrewd investor, but interested in values as well as profits. A lover of the finer things, but pragmatic about their acquisition. Perhaps a bit possessive about the people in his life. Steady, stable, and dependable. Generous about providing guidance to others. Traditionally courageous, intelligent, intellectual, loyal, mathematical aptitudes. I think there's a second page on him. If I'm not mistaken, he was too much. Yep. Reversed. The King of Pentacles may become a cheapskate or an exploiter. He may be a business owner who underpays his employees, cheats on taxes, or operates dishonestly. Perhaps a slumlord. He may be overly conservative, thereby impeding or preventing progress. He may view people simply as resources. Also, there may be financial problems. Mathematical aptitudes, dependability, or pragmatism could be lacking. As the Pentacles represents the earth, this reversal could suggest environmental carelessness or usury. Traditionally, vice, weakness, ugliness, perversity, corruption, disorder. Its element is earth. The kings relate to fatherhood, patriarchal authority, management, and competence. Okay, and that's where all that information is taken from. And that website is a very good website, folks. I don't know if it's still available because last I looked, it was taken down. I don't know if it's back up. But if that bottom website, I do recommend you going there because everything I'm giving you and everything that's there, most 99% of it comes from that website. So now let's go to the symbology here in the cards.
The symbols.
The symbols of the deck. Let me open this up. All right. And all right, folks. So important notes. So now let's go through. Now you need to show them again. Mm-hmm. So let's see. Lover's Wheel, Queen of Swords.
So we got a lot of stars.
Three of Pentacles, the Arch.
Okay.
Show them already the Queen of Pentacles.
All right.
So the arch, can you point to the arch in that picture?
There's an arch.
Okay, the arch is symbolic of openings, passageways, initiations, and a reading. The arch is a symbol of new direction. For the querent, the new openings of path is indicated by the card. Let me see. Knight of Pentacles. The armor in the Knight of Pentacles.
Okay, here he is, yes.
The symbolic meaning of the armor deal with protection, preparation, and strength. Most tarot deck renditions depict all the knights in full armor. The armor indicates a need to protect ourselves when engaging in activities.
See, I identify with this guy.
I know you.
I think that's my
The Three of Pentacles. I think that's this one.
That's the three. Yeah.
Pull it again. The bench in the Three of Pentacles. The bench is symbolic of taking.
Standing on it.
The bench is symbolic of taking a moment to examine the details. In a reading, benches indicate the current need to sit back, relax, and take some time to examine or savor the situations expressed in the card layout.
The bird that was on that woman's shoulder with the caftan.
They didn't quote that.
Oh, they need to because it's so obvious.
But it didn't mess it. That's not what it means.
There it is, people. We can see, and they forgot about it.
No, they didn't. They just might have it somewhere else as something else. I don't know. The King of Pentacles, the Bull in the King of Pentacles. The bull is a symbol of power, royal stability, force, and potency. When we see the bull amongst the cards in a reading, we know we are dealing with some powerful forces. It is shown in the world in the wheel card because the bull Taurus is one of the fixed signs of the zodiac. The bull And Taurus also carries symbolic meanings of resistance to change, being stubborn and inflexible.
What's that like?
The Nine of Pentacles has a castle in it. The castle symbolizes, meaning deals with goals. Castles are physical representations of our need to build block by block upon a strong foundation in order to obtain our goals. Castle may also deal with sheltering ourselves or limiting ourselves from reaching our goals. They are also a symbol of obtaining our desires.
Where is the castle? Where's that one?
You see the 9?
No. Did I already throw it out there?
No, it's not there. The 9. There's 10.
Oh, there's 9.
No, that's not 9. That's 4. That's 8.
Until I know my Roman letters.
That's 9 here. That's 9. But
that's the woman though.
Yeah, but where's the castle?
That's why I didn't see it. Maybe she's in the castle courtyard.
I think
they screwed up.
I don't.
This part.
I think that's it. I think that's it right there.
Oh, okay, the little castle.
Yeah, it's a little castle way in the corner. So I don't know how
Hi,
you would
Mary.
see that. So it's castle. Because there was another one. The castle was very fade, like fade, not fake, but fade. Like
Faded.
You always see it.
Yeah.
Castle symbol means dealing with goals. Castle physical representation about So that's goals. That was crazy. We didn't say okay. So that was crazy. 10 of Pentacles, which is that
where the child was pulling the dog's tail. That's how I remember it.
You remember that one?
Yep.
So the 10 of Pentacles is children. Children represent promise, hope, fresh starts, new beginnings, new ideas, and a fresh way to look at the world. Children are full of promise for the future, and as such, they are a symbol of this promise. When they show up on the cards in a reading, it could mean the beginning of a new venture. The new promise of a new beginning. It can literally mean children are on the way, as well as new births or adoptions. 4 of Pentacles, a city or a village, and the 6 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. Wow. Whole bunch of Pentacles. So anytime you see a city or village, it represents gatherings of people, thoughts, energy, and ideas. They're a symbol of culmination of a group that meets a common goal. They also symbolize protection, harmony, and teamwork. When you notice city villages in a reading, it indicates a group effort is required, or the current must tap into some energies or centers. Thought centers to accomplish what he or she must. Wow, there's a whole bunch of those.
Mm-hmm. Dog.
So,
did they recognize the dog?
Yes. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. First, we got to do. First, we have to do the. Do I have to do this one? Swords, cups. Ace of Pentacles, the clouds. Well, all the aces have clouds, and the clouds hold the meaning of revelation. Consider out the mist of our deepest thoughts. Suddenly an epiphany comes, a bright idea comes from nowhere. And that's in all the aces. It's the ace. It's the ace with the coin in it. Yes.
Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Yes.
That was in the last one where it was the hand coming out.
All the aces have the cloud. Yes. And then the dog. So the dog represents man or woman's best friend. Somebody of the dog deals with fidelity, honesty, loyalty, and truth. When the dog symbol comes out to us, we must ask ourselves the following question. Where are our loyalties? 2, in what are we putting our faith? 3, are we being true to ourselves? The dog in our cards is also a good indication that we're on the right track, as they are symbolic of stability and righteousness. And that's if it's straight up. If it's upside down, it's going to be the opposite.
An upside down dog.
Hey, Mary.
Okay. These look like greyhound breeds to me. And I view this deck. I view all the...
Okay, there's your bird. That's a falcon.
No bird. Okay.
So the falcon, which is what she's holding. Let me go there. In her hand. So it's a falcon. That's why it wasn't under the bird.
Okay.
Throughout culture and myth, the falcon symbol meaning have pertained to higher vision, superiority, and rising above the mundane. A common sun symbol among many cultures, the falcon also symbolizes potency, vibrancy, and power. When the falcon catches our attention on the 9 of Pentacles, we are promoted to consider if we are living our lives in line with our vision. Are we living at our highest potential? The falcon asks us to fly high and blaze the sky with our own brilliance.
She's doing that. She's feeling herself for sure on that card.
Those are all cups. Grapes. Everybody has grapes. The 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. Anyway, grapes symbolize the meaning of grapes, and grapevines deal with fertility, abundance, transformation, and blessing. They are considered the fruit of the earth in both pagan and Christian circles. The grape is rich in symbolism. Bunches of grapes have long been depicted in funerary art and are symbols of redemption. That's all I'm going to read on because I read grapes every week. The hammer in the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. A hammer, or the art of hammering, is a sign of getting the point across, or getting the job done. The hammer is also a symbol of force, action, masculinity, and creativity, typically drawn in the matters of vocation. When the hammer catches our eye in a reading, it may indicate that we need to get the job done and well done. Mm-hmm. It may also mean we need to hammer out details relating to a work or a project. The hand, which is in all the aces, is power, domination, protection. It's also the hand of God, folks. It's the symbolism, and it's in all of them. It's also about giving and receiving, and that we need to be open to it. The Seven of Pentacles has a hoe in it.
Oh God! Why do I always, whenever you say that, why is my mind always in the gutter?
I've only said it this time because
no, you said it last time. No, you said there's a hoe, and I was
only
like,
one card that has a hoe.
I know, but every single time you say it, I need to get my modern mind out of the gutter because I'm just like, and what is this hoe doing in the Seven of Pentacles?
Earning her pentacles.
Yes.
Earning her pentacles.
Where is the...
Okay. The hoe in the seven is the tool, and such its symbolism deals with work, resourcefulness, accomplishment. The hoe is also a message telling us we can make our way easier by using resources that are available to us. The hoe is also connected to the old adage, what we sow, so shall we reap. When the hoe pops out at us in the cards, we might do well to consider what kind of sowing we are doing and how we're utilizing our resources. Oh, yes, indeed.
Yes.
Indeed. Okay. All right. The Knight of Pentacles. All the ones that have horses. The Knight of Pentacles. All the horses and all the knights are featured in all the knight cards. The symbol deals with strength, motion, action, and vitality. So those are easy. I'm not going to keep reading those. I'll be reading those. I'm reading those every week. When you take the course, folks, you're going to get a copy of all of this. So know that. When you come to the course, the master course, you're going to get a copy of all of this. And say that. Lemniscate. The lemniscate is a geometrical representation of endless. We've been drinking champagne. Representation of. I'm blaming.
There it is. I haven't even drank. We haven't even done a full glass. This is just us naturally.
Yeah. Let's blame it on the
Sorry.
Champagne.
Yes.
Lemniscate is also known as the infinity symbol. Is a geometrical representation of the endless and eternal nature of energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It is simply continues on forever in motion. The symbol meaning of this emblem serves to remind us of the infinite nature of our spirit as well as our thoughts. When the symbol comes to our attention, it may be a message we should consider the consequences of our thoughts and deeds, the effects of which can be infinite.
Yeah, but don't you think energy can be created?
Well, yeah, but once it's created,
it's created, infinite. Exactly. But it said it cannot be created or destroyed, and
the sun creates energy, so
we create energy.
We create energy. Yeah, we know that. Once it's created, it can't be destroyed.
A lobster.
Yeah, it's in the I can see the card that it's in. It's in the moon card.
That makes sense. Water.
This has got a bunch of them.
Mountains, a lot of mountains. Well, yeah, because of Earth.
Yeah, but I don't. Oh, it is in the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So there's a lot of mountains in the Page and the Queen. So mountains, seen on many of the cards, mountain symbol deal with triumph, challenge, attainment, and realization. Mountains also represent timeless and endurance that is infinite. When those mountains peek out of the cards in our attention, we may consider the vastness of our universe and contemplate our place within it. We may also want to consider the heights to which we're climbing and what realization of our goals may mean for us and those around us.
They're blue mountains.
Oceans. Now, guys, in a card, ocean means pretty much when you see water almost in the card. Sometimes it doesn't look like an ocean. Sometimes it does. But Two of Pentacles has water in it, or an ocean. Can you find the two? Ocean symbol means deal with infinite possibilities. Consider the ocean, you'll be considering the essence of vastness, mystery, and depth. It seems inexhaustible and the holder of wondrous things unseen.
Oh, and there's a little boat.
When the oceans and the cards crash their waves against our consciousness, it's time to pay homage to the great divine, meaning we should recognize the burgeoning power around us, the animating force that runs through us, the expansive and expressive nature of the universe. In other words, we must acknowledge that there may be other higher powers at work in our lives, and it may be time to release our control in order to allow these powers to open up incredible opportunities to us. Path. There's a path in the Ace of Pentacles? Okay. A path, as you imagine, may yep, I think there is. Now I'm looking at it, as I'm thinking about it. As you may imagine, path may symbol meanings deal with direction as well as the path we choose to travel in any phase of our life. Family, career, love, spirituality.
It's a little gateway too, with actually mountains in the background as well, leading from the path.
Paths remind us the journey of a lifetime begin with one small step. Path in our readings are indicative of beginnings, endings, and the steps we take in between that create the life we're living. When paths win their way in our readings, we must consider these things and question the intention and sincerity of the steps we take upon each of our paths. We must also reevaluate the commitments we've made to our life path. Pillars in the Three of Pentacles. Pillars symbolize meanings are all about balance. Typically, the focal point of the card is planted staunchly betwixt two towering pillars. This is a visual indication that the figurehead of the card has chosen middle ground. When the pillars tower over our readings, it is time to consider matters of diplomacy, balance, tact, strategy. It is a sign that's going between may be more advantageous than taking the proverbial high road and low road. Rather than seeing things left or right, black or white, perhaps we consider a middle road or third option with a new and different perspective. Let me see. Where do you see pillars? The three. It's the first. No, that's the four.
Three.
Oh, pillar.
They're thinking pillars, but I also saw them someplace else. Although that was probably could be interpreted as a tower.
And the page, knight, and the page and knight of pentacles, there's plowed fields. As we sow, shall we reap. This is the prime symbol, meaning behind the plow fields we see in the cards. When the fields come in contact with our intuition in a reading, we should be mindful that of what we do and how we do it is pivotal to our harvest. If we are lazy and sloppy with planting our seeds, we will be disappointed with results. However, if we invest the time to plant, nurture, and grow our rows, we will be rewarded with abundance. Plowed fields are also a symbol of time. It takes time to reap our rewards. We must allow for germination, and patience is required, and we wait it out for the results we are expecting from our labors. Queen of Pentacles, there's a rabbit. Reflexive, tentative, and fast rabbit symbol mean dealing with decisive action, tempered with good judgment. Rabbits are close to the earth and therefore are very grounding symbols. As social creatures, rabbits also remind us of the importance of friends and family. When the rabbit and the Queen of Pentacles card hops into our awareness, it is a good time to consider, look before we leap, and exercise good judgment as the Queen does. Also, it is a good sign to gather friends and family about us to get in touch with our grounding roots.
Oh, there it is. It's hidden. Okay, because I was looking around here. I saw like a creepy child in the chair, and then there's the rabbit.
There's the rabbit.
That rabbit needs to start getting to work on keeping her grounds better.
And there's also a ram in the Queen of Pentacles. You see the ram?
Maybe that must be the ram. That's the ram head. Okay.
Featured prominently in most decks, the head of the ram has a symbol meaning determination, action, initiative, and leadership. The ram is also a symbol of Aries, which is the astral ruler of the Emperor. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, further reinforcing attributes of leadership, authority, and other forefather-type characteristics. When the ram butts our attention, it is a sign to take responsibility, get up, take action, and get motivated to accomplish our goals. Six of Pentacles does have scales in it because I saw it. As one would guess, scale symbols deal with equality and balance. Is a perfect visual measure when something is out of whack. The scale is in its precision to show us which part of our life is out of balance. When the scale is tipped more to one side, we know we need to take some corrective action. The ship in the Two of Pentacles. Yes, of course, ship symbol mean to deal with journey and travel. However, a commonly overlooked factor is the medium upon which the said Water, it deals with the deeper levels of the psyche and the subconscious. When the ship sails across your vision in a reading, take into consideration where your thoughts or your psyche are traveling. What kind of baggage or cargo are you carrying around? And are you charting or navigating out of the best course for your thoughts and your emotions? The snail and the Nine of Pentacles. Snail symbol meaning deal with steady footing and stability. Snails carry their homes upon their backs, which is symbolic of carrying our security in our hearts. Not only sure of foot snails are foot snails. What is a foot snail? Not only sure of foot, snails are also symbols of slow but steady progress. Featured in the Knight of Pentacles, we understand that stability and success do not appear overnight. Rather, success usually comes at a snail's pace. And the 9, that's not 9, that's 9 right here. Where's her snail?
There's her little snail.
Oh, that's a little
tiny
snail. It's a
snail.
very tiny snail. It's
going to get eaten by that
It's a very
falcon.
The falcon's about to jump down. He's way down here at the bottom.
The falcon's eyeing that like a snack.
Yeah. He's going to still be hungry after that. I'd be afraid.
Yeah.
Snow in the Five of Pentacles. Featured on the Five of Pentacles, we can derive this imagery, that snow symbol meaning to deal with being out in the cold, isolation, exposure to harsh conditions. However, anyone who stepped outside just after a fresh snow can tell the beauty is stunning, clean, crystal, and quiet. There are also symbolic qualities of snow when the flakes fall on your eyes in a reading. Keep in mind the snow is needed in order to have spring flowers. Also remember that tribulation is a matter of perspective. We can either see the snow as isolation or we can see it as a fresh, clean blanket, waiting for us to make a few snow angels in it.
As long as it's not yellow snow.
Yeah. All right. Stained glass in the Five of Pentacles. That's one.
That's it. Yeah, same one.
Same one.
With the snow.
It's glass.
Very, I'm getting a lot of the little match girl vibes from this one. Do you remember that story?
Yes. Stained glass is a symbolic of perception and how our vision, mental, physical, and spiritual can change according to our perception and beliefs. The art of staining glass reaches back to ancient alchemy when certain compounds were mixed with glass to bring about transformational effects upon the viewer. When you seem to be looking through the stained glass window of your reading, it's a sign it's a sign to begin getting honest about your perception of the situation. Are you seeing things clearly? Are you looking things through rose-colored glasses? The wall in the King of Pentacles. See also brick wall in the symbol A through C. So simply put, the wall deals with separating one area from another when we have a need to keep one area of our lives separate from another. The wall and the cards themselves to us in a reading. Take a close look at the context of the wall cards in relation to the rest of the reading. What are the cards indicating you separate? Walls that deal with the need for privacy. This may be another consideration in your reading. And that is it. All right, folks. So let's
open it up. Any questions that anyone has? I always love when people comment or have questions or thoughts on anything that we went over. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, I think he does a good job because I'm just in the dark as a lot of y'all.
So what I'm gonna tell you guys. So this is it's a lot of information. They got to realize there's 78 cards, and right now we've gone through more than half. We've done 2 of the suits and the major, so we still have 2 suits left. And what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to try each day. Before and after we get started, I always talk a little bit about putting it all together, so that you can try to, kind of put it all together. So you can kind of understand that the cards tell a story. And the reason why I'm giving you all the meanings and giving you all the showing you all the pictures is so that if you come to an intuitive tarot class, which is only one night, you already have some of the basic meanings and you've already seen the pictures. So intuitive tarot should come quick, because in intuitive tarot, all you're doing is telling the story by the picture. And since you already now have been familiar and you've heard all the meanings, if you've sat through these, you've heard all the meanings, then you should be able
to interpret and see how it feels in your life, and you may pick up different things too. That's insight to you than what Sid is able to gain also.
Right. And I want you to, again, some of the best practices: reading short children's books, learning the rhythm of storytelling.
Okay, I was wondering where you were going.
Learning the rhythm of storytelling, because when you're reading a person's cards, you're telling a story.
That's a good
and so analogy. that's really good. I mean, you want the fluidity and the vibrational tones and the sounding is very, very important. A reading. So anyway, in tarot, you're telling a story. You're telling the story of the sitter. You're talking about your sitter's life, and the cards are telling you the story that's coming up and some past stuff. They're telling you about the past and what they've been through, and then they're telling you a little bit because of what happened to them, where their future's going. And so it's a story. And again, some of it can be really pretty outrageous, but remember, it's got to be something that's real, like that's possible. Like they're not going to get in a plane and go to Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's not going to happen. True. If you're reading somebody who's 85 years old, they're not going to meet
they're not going to have a baby.
Right. They're not getting pregnant. Now, they might be taking care of a grandchild of somebody, of one of their grandkids. That's a possibility. You have to be realistic. That's why people, that's a pregnancy card. She's getting pregnant. No, she ain't.
No, Grandma, and Grandma doesn't want
that. She's 80.
Yeah.
She ain't getting pregnant.
Grandma wants to go on a cruise. She doesn't want to have a baby.
Right. It's the card's there, but it's going to have a different meaning. And so you have to figure out, what is that meaning? What does that mean? And it should come automatically to you. Don't overthink it. I find the biggest problem that people had in being correct in their tarot is that they overthink. They want to give that textbook meaning of every card. Stop. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you see that card? Or you see that group of cards? What is the first thing that's coming to your mind that plays into the story? Stop trying to think of every meaning of every card. Look at the blend of the cards, and what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Or what is the first thing that you see when you close your eye? What is the picture that comes in your head? What is the thought that comes in your mind? What is the voice that you hear? What is your sense? What is the first sense that you get when you're sensing?
And believe and trust your intuition.
Right. Don't second guess it. Don't second guess it. And that's how you're going to give the best reading you're going to give. And you're going to be when you first get started, you're going to be about 70% right. And as you get more comfortable reading, you're going to go to about 80%, and then you'll go to 85%. And then as you get more in touch with your resources or with your senses, you're going to become 90 to 95%. I've never met somebody who's 100%.
And in about 2 years,
never.
You can,
and I've had some good ones.
Yes, you too can get a little stand and be in the French Quarter.
Yeah, no, I won't let you work at the French Quarter. No. I did a reading, and so what I had was the Hangman. I had the Devil, and I had the Tower of Destruction upside down. And I got this really bad feeling, and I just looked at this woman, and I said, "Now hand me the gun that's in your purse." And she reached in her purse and put a gun in my hand. I've had that happen during a tarot reading.
Wow.
So then, Tag, you're it. I couldn't leave her. I had to call her family and wait for them to come.
Yeah.
Because you take on a big responsibility when that happens. But there were other cards, but I just sensed that I knew. I could just, and this was a prominent woman, just things that come out, the things you see. I had another woman that I was reading who had a crush on this very very chauvinistic, but also very type of man, very narcissistic man, and he didn't like her, and she was very heartbroken, and she asked me if she was ever going to get married, and I'm doing her cards, and I saw two pages, and I saw the Hermit, which in the Pope, and I saw the Lovers, and I'm like, you get married to a religious man who has 2 kids, probably a priest or a pastor of some kind. And she looked at me and she busted out laughing, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. A year later, she married a preacher with 2 kids.
Oh gosh.
And she
Well,
called
I
me
guess
up.
preachers need wives too.
She called me up. She's like, you told me this. And she goes, I would have never believed that. She said, when you told me I was so hooked on this guy, she goes, I said,
Well, Sid, don't lie.
it was when it's meant to come out. And one of my favorite stories, and I'll share this one with you. One of my favorite stories this is a long time ago, so I guess this woman owned her own company. I don't want to say the company because I don't want to reveal the person because she is local. But I was reading her, and I'm like, and I don't know what I saw. I don't even remember the cards that I saw, but I remember just out of my mouth comes, yeah, and I'm gonna use a different city. I said, because I don't want people to know. I said, your husband's having an affair with a woman named Carol in his Baton Rouge office. And she goes, how you know Carol? How you know my husband has a
assistant?
Has an office in Baton Rouge? I said, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why that came out of my mouth. Sure enough, she went home. Let me tell you something. She went home. She confronted him. He was having an affair
with Carol.
Uh-huh. They did not they did get divorced, but they understood it. They remained friends. They actually lived together.
They had an understanding.
It actually made them closer.
Okay, because they were able to probably reveal some dissatisfaction. Well, it helped them have a come to Jesus moment of this is where
it actually helped their relationship. So whatever happened, whatever was supposed to happen happened. Mm-hmm. It made me come out with that information, and it actually saved their relationship.
Well, what you just said is a very key thing.
Right.
What was supposed to happen will happen.
Right.
And that's why I always tell everyone you are where you are supposed to be right now.
I said, and people when they come to me like afraid, like a lot of people, oh, I'm scared of those things. I'm like, why are you scared of cards? Why are you scared to find out what's going on in your life in a card reading? Because what a card reading does is it helps you prepare. It
gives you knowledge, and there's nothing wrong with having knowledge to make a plan and be prepared.
I said, now if you go
that to me takes anxiety away when I have the ability to be calm and be prepared, because then I think, okay, I am prepared now for whatever comes because I have done as much preparation.
There are several types of readers. There are readers who are the gypsies who. You go to them for a reading, and then there's always a curse of some kind. Those really? You get up.
They still have those?
Oh, here in Louisiana, plenty.
Oh.
You go to one of those. You get up. You walk out. You don't pay them, or if you do, you pay them the very base pay, and you walk out and never go back because they're there to rob you.
That's like that movie. Send me, Drag Me to Hell. That's a great movie. You should watch that some night. That's my suggestion for you.
So. Anyway, so there's that type of reader, which we call the gypsy, because there's always some kind of curse on you that they're going to want to remove. They're going to keep you baited. They're going to bait you. That you never ever go to one of them ever. The minute they mention curse, you get up, you go out, you find somebody who's honest or a priest or somebody, and you go see if there's anything on you, and you get a blessing and. If there is something, they'll get it removed. Get
some holy water, yeah.
Right, you get it removed. I mean, and again, don't pay for it. There's too many things you can do for free. Don't pay for it because they trying to bait you, and they're gonna want to wash your money and all. Don't believe all that. And they're good at it. They will convince you.
So that's their job.
That's their job. Don't do it. The second type of reader is the life coach. They really tell you nothing, but they give you good life advice. They're your therapist.
I like that.
That's another type of reading.
I like the analogy of it.
Some people,
the description.
Some people,
it's accurate.
Some people pay for that. Yeah. The life coach.
Yeah.
They basically and so a good reader is a combination of both. You come to me, I'm a combination of both. I'm gonna give you life coaching, but I'm also gonna tell you what's gonna happen, and I'm gonna be right about the future. But I'm gonna also coach you into how to prepare for that. So that's a good reader, one who can be the life coach and the intuitive. Because then you have the intuitive. Who all they do is see the future, but then they don't tell you what to do with it. So then you don't know how to prepare for it. They're the ones who tell you, "Oh, I see you shooting yourself," and then let you leave, and then you go shoot yourself because they don't know how to get you through the depression. You know, if I see depression or I see illness, I'm going to tell you how to get
Do
through
you
it.
think that maybe some of those, they're just not advanced enough to know
They
that
shouldn't be
there's a
reading.
gun? Okay.
They shouldn't be reading. They should.
If they're not, okay, the life, okay. So because the life coach would maybe read and then be like, don't kill yourself.
Well, but if they don't notice it, right.
But she wouldn't, but yeah.
A life coach, well, you're just paying for a therapy session. If that's what you need is a therapy session, if that's cheaper than your therapist, then go to the life coach. I'm not knocking the life coach. Some people need the life coach.
But it's nice to have the combination.
Exactly.
It's best.
Well, if you want a true psychic reading or true intuitive reading, then you go see a psychic or an intuitive. You want to know the future, but you also want to know how to deal with what's coming up.
True.
And you want someone who can sense you and know you enough to help you get through whatever you're about to go through. So when people come to me and say, well, Sid, what if you see something bad? Well, the purpose of seeing that thing that might be negative is for me to help you get through it and to be prepared.
Be the strongest and best you can when it happens.
My deal is I want to make you the best version of you. I want you to be the best you can be. But please like and share us. Also, please, if you go on to YouTube, subscribe.
Well, thank you so much for joining in with us tonight. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Great rest of your week.
Thank you. Bye.